oh, my God, it's unbelievable.
Dave from Yucaipa's on.
Hey, Dave, let's give Dave a minute.
Hey, Dave.
He's got something good.
Hi, Roseanne. Hi, Johnny. How are you?
Hi, Dave.
Well, I'm sitting here fuming, so if I may fume and maybe take a few seconds before you answer this, I want to talk about Proposition 8.
Uh-huh.
Now, let's go back to the great civil rights for the blacks. Remember in the bridge they used to sick dogs on them and bite them and shoot them. Now, if the blacks wanted equal rights and didn't want the dogs to start biting them when they crossed bridges and stuff, and we voted for that, and we voted yes, that's okay, and the blacks protested, would that be okay? Stop, I'm not done yet. What about when the Jewish people came over here and they called them kikes and other names? Right? If we voted on that and said, well, we don't want any Jews to have civil rights because they're Jews, and Proposition 940 said, yep, we agree. We vote yes on Proposition 11 that Jews can't have jobs. Now I want to move that to Proposition 8. How can we take a certain group of people and tell me that they're unequal because of their sexual preference?
Well, that's what's so terrible about Proposition 8. And if you go to my website, if you go to roseanneworld.com, you will find a list of businesses who supported Prop 8, largely Mormon-owned. That's
you're
and you can boycott them. And just today, I put up more. A lot of people are on this. It's pretty cool. There's a boycott list for individuals who gave to Proposition 8, and it has their names listed on roseanneworld.com. Doctors, lawyers, dentists, accountants, a bunch of people, probably maybe, a few hundred of them here in Nevada. And these people, are business people, just so that if you go there and look, you'll know to boycott them. Don't go to that doctor. Don't go to that dentist. Don't go to anybody who supports destroying the Constitution of the United States. I think they should be driven out of the country, forced to go to Russia, where they're more, in totalitarian arms, where they're more at home. I should think they should be socially shunned. I think, they should be boycotted. Not one dime should be spent on these dentists. Like, these people are professionals, too. And exactly as you say, Dave, it is exactly as if they voted to say, oh, we don't like Jews and we don't want them to have civil rights. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what.
Let me hop in here. Let me hop in here during the boycotts of white-only drinking fountains and black-only restaurants and white-only counters. Who was the big person behind that? The big person behind that was the one and only J. Edgar Hoover. And he was supposed to be the leading G-man, and he didn't believe that certain races or colored groups of people, whether it's American Indians or the Negro or the Caucasian or the Oriental, shouldn't have civil rights. Of course, he didn't believe the mafia existed either, because they gave him one horse race a day and told him who to bet on. So what I'm trying to say, Johnny, I want you to hop in here. What happened? Did people forget about what we voted on in the past?
Dave, I got the simple explanation. There's one reason they're able to put that over the top. It's like Roseanne said. It's the Mormons and the black churches, etc. And how did they convince people to do that? There's only one thing that overrides their patriotism and that love of that flag, and that's that Bible. And they keep pointing to that spot in the Bible in Leviticus that says, if a man lies down with a man, surely it's abomination before the Lord. And I don't know if you listened to the show yesterday, but my big point yesterday was to point out that if they would just read on further, one more sentence, right behind that, right after the period about the abomination, it says, and surely they shall be put to death. So we better watch it, because if a Palin or a McCain gets in there, you never know. They might read the rest of that passage, and the gays will be lucky that all that happened was they weren't allowed to get married. Now they'll be hunting them down with torches at night, and that's your Bible, and that's why that thing got beat, because of the Mormon Church using that Bible and people preaching politics and the politics of hate from the pulpit and using the Bible as a foundation.
Well, my Bible is...
Yeah, I think they should all be asked that question: is why did they read only the first part of that passage in the Bible that says it's an abomination to be gay? But they don't want anybody to, because like I say, they don't read. But they should. People who can read, who are religious, and of course that's a really low percentage of people, obviously. But those people should read it for themselves, that right after it says it's an abomination for a man to lie with a man, it says they should be killed. Now, what's stopping them? What's stopping them, first of all, from knowing that, from admitting that, and from doing that? I mean, they have it on the books. I mean, it is so scary to hate America and to hate freedom and to hate the Constitution to that degree, right, Dave?
Well, my Bible is Jane's Defense Weekly. John, are you familiar with the publication Jane's Defense Weekly?
I'm not, Dave.
Say again, sir?
I'm really not.
Okay, it's a weekly or monthly publication of the latest weapons that different countries have made. Generally, it's about aircraft, but they also have ships, tanks, boats, and, buy this mortar or buy this, nerve gas. Very famous book. So you hit it on the head when you mentioned, how many people were killed by aircraft carriers and jets against how many people wanted equal rights because they were different. And I can't understand that because the people voted that marriage is strictly between a man and a woman, that doesn't make it right. The government has been saying for years, and this is my specialty, the government has been saying there was no such thing as UFOs. They don't exist. Forget it. We're all drunk and we're all taking drugs and we see things in the sky. But the 80,000 UFO clips I have that have been seen all over television sure tells me there's something there.
I hope none of those UFOs are gay. I hope none of them are gay.
Hey, let me just say this real quick. It's not fair to say that our government doesn't have a sense of morality and isn't outraged and doesn't take the high ground. I saw today what they were very offended about.
What?
A military spokesman and a government spokesman both got together and chimed in and said that we were accused by the government of Afghanistan. We were accused of killing 37 civilians in a wedding party that they thought some Taliban guys were hiding among. The Taliban guys walk along the trails and use these people for human shields, supposedly. Our government said, how dare you? That is a gross exaggeration. We did not kill 37 civilians. We killed 20 civilians. So our government does have a strong moral sense, and they are offended.
Yeah, number crunchers, right?
They were very offended that they were lying, that people were exaggerating and saying they killed 37 civilians.
What level of Dante's Inferno is all this kind of reality?
I couldn't believe that one.
But, Dave, like I said, and Johnny, I hope none of these aliens that are coming down in the spacecraft are gay. I mean, because wouldn't that just be terrible? That would just be terrible.
Well, now, Roseanne, you're trying to be funny, and there's 50,000 union comedians out of work. Are you still in the union?
Yes.
Okay. Well, anyways, when you talk about aliens on a serious note, why is this? I don't want to get into the subject of UFOs now, but the problem here with us as Earthlings is I think that 99.9% of us are just plain stupid, and there's a very small fraction of people that listen to your show and other shows like yours that are on KCAA. And with that, God bless you. And boy, I don't know
much credit, Dave. I think you might be giving.
He thinks 98%. That's not high enough, John.
I think it might be 99.99.
Well, we're stupid. We know that much. But thanks for calling, Dave.
Yeah.
Watch out for gay aliens. Seriously. I mean, California should be on. More California.